Welcome back to another video on Excel. And I'm super excited about this video. In this video, we're going to be creating dependent dropdowns. I'm sure most of you are familiar with creating dropdowns, but in this, we're going to be doing dependent dropdowns based on your previous cell. The data in the next dropdown is automatically going to change. Here is an example that I can show you. So, for example, let's assume if I change this from fashion to electronics, you will see in this dropdown now I'm going to see only those items which are from electronics. Okay. Or if I change this to, let's say, sports, I'm going to see only items from the sports category here. So this is the dependent drop down. Let us see how do we do this. And to kind of derive this, there are some of these are some of the other formulas that I'm also going to be using. The unique formula transpose. Another disclaimer here is some of these formulas are going to work only on the new versions of Excel. Okay, so that's something that I also want you to be careful of. And here is the data. You can definitely download this data. To download this data, the link is in the description below. Please go ahead and download this data and you can practice along. The best way to learn Excel is by practicing. So just go ahead and download the file. Okay. Now you will see the first challenge that we have, and that is in my product category, there are few categories that is repeating. So I definitely cannot have a category repeating over and over again. So I need to get the unique of that. So I'm going to be getting the unique records of this. And again, if you don't have the unique formula, then of course there is another method, which is you will go ahead and remove the duplicates. You can select the data, go to data, and then you have an option which is to remove duplicates. This is under the data ribbon. You can remove the duplicates. Okay. First, let me move this or copy this to a new sheet. The shortcut to add a new sheet is Shift F11. Okay. Done. So I have this data. Now let me go here and copy this and paste it here. Okay. Now what do I want? I want to get the unique records of this. So is equal to unique. And then I'm going to select this array. So this is one way. Okay. And you will see I already have the unique. I'm just going to call this as categories. So I have my unique records here. Now, another way to do that is, let's assume when you have large sheets, it's sometimes difficult for you to go back and manually select the data. So what you could do is, I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call this as prod category. Okay. So how do I give a name? First, I need to select the range of cells. And then this is the name box right here on top. Right. So I'm going to click in the name box and give it a name. Couple of things that you have to remember before giving a name is, one, it should not begin with numbers. It should not contain a space, and don't use some of these predefined words that are there. For example, sum, average. These are formulas that is there in Excel, so don't use that. And give a name that later you can recollect. So I'm going to call this as all cat. Right. So I know that this is all category or product category, whatever. So here's another way for you to get this. So I'm going to say unique. Okay, that's unique. And now in the array, what is it? What is the name that I'd given? If you see here, all cat. This is another name that I'd given, recorded here. If you see all cat, how do I select it? By pressing the tab key, and then you will see it automatically selects this. So you can give a name this way, and you can reference this anywhere in the sheet. So this is my unique categories that I have. However, for this, now what do I need? I need to get the products and get them listed under each of these headers. So electronics should be my header, fashion should be my header. So one way that I can do is I can copy this, okay, and then paste special, transpose it. Or what I'm going to do is I have this and I'm going to put this inside the transpose form, right? So transpose, and I have the unique, and I'm going to close my formulas, and now you will see I have my data like this. So the next thing, what do I need? Okay, so now first let me also select this Alt HOI. Okay, Alt HOI, that is going to auto fit my cells. The next thing that I need is, now I need all of these, right? So here in my data, so I need this item. So whatever is electronics, I need that to be under electronics here. One way of doing this is, again, you apply a filter. Then what do? You will go here, select electronics, then come here, copy it and paste it. Again, this is the hard way of doing it. But there's a smarter way of doing it or a faster way to do that, and that is using the filter formula. So here is the filter formula. So is equal to filter. So what is it that I need? I'm going to go to my data sheet. This is what I need there, right? So this is what I need to get there. So I'm going to select that, comma. What should it include? It should include this should equal to whatever I have in my sheet or the header here. So what is it going to do? It is going to give me this data, which is the products, where the product category is equal to whatever I've selected here. Okay, if I hit enter, you will see I have this. Now you will see a problem with this, which is like this. Right? Why? Because if I'm dragging it to the right, it is going to cause a problem. So I need to lock this. So first, let me select this, and I'm going to lock that by pressing F4. Okay, I've got that. Now let me drag it to the right. Okay, and there we have all the data that is there. Next, what do I do? So now I have for each of these for under. Let me also select this data now. Control A, Alt H O I, autofit it. Okay. So now under each category, I have all the products. So you didn't have to manually filter, copy, and paste it. So that is taken care of. Next, I need to give a name for each of these. So all of this should be given the name. If you remember, like we selected the entire product category and gave it a name, right? So imagine again giving this or giving a name like this for each of these. It is going to be very time consuming and maybe even tedious. So what am I going to do? I'm going to select this complete data like this. I'm going to select this data. I'm going to go to my formula bar here and I have the name manager section here. Okay, so under the formula bar, the name manager section, define names, right? And here I have an option called as create from selection, and you will also see the shortcut key is Control Shift F3. I can press Control Shift F3 or click on this and it opens this pop. So what do I want to create name with? I don't want the left column, but the topmost, right? So I'm going to uncheck this. So it is going to give name for each of these. So this set of rows or this set of cells, it is going to be electronic. This set of cells, it is going to be fashion, so on. So click OK and you're done. So you don't have to manually do this. How do I notice selected? If I go here, you will see I have each of these. If I select beauty, it is going to select that. If I choose fashion, it is going to select all of that. So now we have that data. So the next thing that I need to do is now I need to create the drop down. So you will see what and all did we cover. We did the unique, we did the transport, we used the filter, we got the naming. Last, we're going to look at the drop down and then move to the dependent drop down. So first, I want to create a drop down here for the categories. Let me just call this as cat. And then here I'm going to have the product name. So whatever is the category that I choose here in this drop down, I want to have that name here. So how do we create this drop down? So I'm going to press Alt A V V. That is going to give me this list. And here I want the categories. Okay. So I'm going to click on right now. What does it allow in this cell? It is going to allow any value. I'm going to change that to a list. And now if I forgot what is the name that I've put or chosen, I can press F3 and it is going to give me all the names. So the name that we had given, I think, is Alt Cat. Alt Cat. I'm going to click OK. And now it is going to give me all. Click OK, and now I have the drop down here. So you can see another advantage of giving a name is now I can reference that even in my drop down here. So this bit is taken care of. So next, based on whatever I select here, I want that to come here. So that is, it is dependent. This drop down is going to be dependent on this. So the next steps are going to be the same, which is again, I'm going to create a drop down here. So Alt A V V. And what is it going to allow? It is going to allow any value. I don't want that. Again, I want a list. The only difference now is I'm going to type equal to, and I'm going to use a formula here, which is indirect. Indirect, open bracket, whatever is it here. And by default, you will see it is going to be an absolute cell reference. I don't want that. So I'm going to press, because if I want to drag it down, I want it to work. So I'm going to unlock that. Okay. And then close bracket, hit OK. And you are done. If I choose electronics, I will have only electronics here. If I choose fashion, you will see I get only fashion items here. If I choose home and kitchen, I'm going to have only, looks like it didn't take that name. Yeah, one of the challenge for that is because of the the special characters and the space that is there here. Let's try the sports and you will see, yes, works for sports. Okay. Anywhere else, office supplies, another place we will have problem because of the space in the name. So this is another thing that you have to be careful. If it is not working, that's because of the naming convention, which is should not contain a space and should not have special characters. Right. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to 10x your Excel. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next video.